Been doing too much consuming and not enough creating, so I thought I'd sit down and just knock one out here. Um, to beard or not to beard? That is the question. It's getting a little bit past the scraggly, vagrant, transient look, but I still don't know. We'll see. Anyway, talking about Gen X, I've caught more than one video about Gen X, and that is I. But it's hard to put into words. Everybody's talking about. I watched one of millennials that were talking about it, and they couldn't understand where our thought processes were, why we thought the way we do, and it's kind of like breathing. If you talk to a fish about breathing, he wouldn't understand how you expand your chest and exhale and inhale. As he flows water through his gills. It's something that I can't understand either. So I'm probably going to be dancing around this quite a bit, but just some general thoughts. We don't care. I guess that's the bottom line. We don't care what you think. We don't care what your opinion is of something. We don't care what you think of us, what you call us. It doesn't matter. We grew up in a time when words had consequences. If you talked a bunch of crap to somebody on the phone, you were going to see them. They would either show up at your door or at school or whatever the situation was. There were ramifications for what you said. And that seems to have gone away with technology and all of this kind of stuff. But it's an interesting aspect to dwell on, in that today I hear people talking smack about other people, and they honestly don't think they'll ever see them. And in most cases, that's true. But when we were growing up, there were ramifications for words. And so you chose your words a lot more carefully, I think, than what people do today. The other thing is actions. Speaking of myself, and it tends to be with a lot of others of my generation, do what you want to do. It might leave a mark. And if it leaves too much of a mark and you can't stop the bleeding, I'll take you to the hospital. But your decisions are yours to make, as are mine. And if I can learn from your mistakes, kudos. If you can learn from mine, kudos. You're running down the hill on a bicycle and you've got a plywood ramp with a brick underneath it, and you've miscalculated angles, speeds, and all of that, and you end up on your face, and your friends are digging rocks out of your knees and elbows and hands and face. You learn something. Or if you didn't learn something, everybody else did. And that's how we look at things. If you want to be stupid, go for it. But stupid all often hurts. And hopefully you'll learn from stupid and not be so stupid next time. Now, what was interesting is the guy coming down the hill on the bike towards the ramp survived upright. Well, now you've got a quandary, because he's going to try it again faster, maybe more of an angle, trying to get more height, more distance, more hang time. Eventually, it will go wrong. And eventually, he will learn physics. He will learn his risk tolerances. It seemed there was always somebody in the neighborhood who had a higher risk tolerance than others. And you let him do what he wanted to do because it was entertaining. It was a way to accrue knowledge at someone else's expense, but you didn't tell him to do it. He just decided this would be exciting. Well, it was, as you're digging rocks out of his knees and all of this. So we grew up in a different time where consequences were often immediate, and you learned. It was a learning experience. But it's a different generation. It's a different. I have 3 millennials and a Gen Alpha, and I don't understand a lot of the way they think. If I screwed up, I look back and I try not to screw up again. But then you move forward. And that's what I'm trying to work with my little guy about, is moving forward. Look back, learn, turn around, and keep moving. You know, often I've made the same mistake multiple times, but eventually I'd like to think I am better than who I was. I'm a better father than I was at 19. At 21, I had 3 kids. And it was a very challenging time. I loved it. I loved them dearly. I did the best I could with the knowledge I had at the time. And what I did was out of love and out of care. But it is what it is. Screwed up, sure. I'd like to think I'm not the worst dad out there. I'm probably not the best. But again, I can't change any of that. It is what it is, and you move on. And it was not, whatever I did to my kids growing up was not done out of spite. It was not done out of maliciousness, out of envy, out of hate. It was done out of love. And that's all you can ask of any person. But I see protesters, I see this and that, and maybe our generation had a better concept of right and wrong. Maybe just simple trial and error and observation in the physical world helped us to understand things better. But it's a different world out there today. And I don't envy young people in one way, but in another way, the younger generations have a lot more opportunities than we do. It's different. It's probably, I can't see it being harder or easier. It's just different. And it's never been easy. So you do what you can, and you do the best you can. And you turn around and you look back once. Try and learn the lesson, if there is one, which there usually is, for better or worse. I did that right. I did that wrong. I could have done it differently. Then you turn your ass around and walk forward and keep moving forward. Don't worry about the things that you don't have any control over. Do what you can and move forward. And understand and think about the things that you can influence, that you can change, and those things that you can't. And You can't keep other people from doing things that they're going to do. You can make a suggestion. You can say, hey, probably don't want to do that. And they're going to make up their mind. But the thought process of today's younger generation seems to lean more towards, if you're not with me, you're against me. And to me, that is not what it's about. It's not me versus you. It's us moving forward. You go your path, I'll go my path. If your path is different than mine, then it's different. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You do you, I'll do me. And if you fall down and break a leg, I'll take you to the hospital, and I would hope you would do the same for me. But I'm not going to tell you what to think or how to think. I hope that you are thinking and using logic and reason and not emotion, because emotions change. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And if we all were to work more on controlling emotion and concentrating more on what is logical and what is reasonable, then I think we could all get along a lot better than what we are. And to be able to look around and see where the true problems lie. Because we have so much more in common overall than what we have in differences. And it's just, there seems to be an effort to divide, an effort to keep us fighting, an effort to destroy what we've built. And I just hope more people can wake up and more people can stop moving in the direction that they're moving. So anyway, that's it for now. Have a good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you might be watching this. And take care of yourselves and take care of those beside you. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye.